want to talk a little bit about people in our lives. My dad. My dad was the most intelligent man you will ever meet. Not as far as 2 plus 2, because you can see that with me already. But he could read people. He had an unbelievable ability to look at somebody and say, huh. And the police officers will really appreciate this. We're at our police recruit graduation, and my father had never met any of the officers, and he looked at me and he said, who's that? He goes, you're gonna have a problem. But my father picked him out and said, you're gonna have an issue with this guy. And I'm like, and he did that with me. I'd come home, he'd look at me and he goes, uh-huh. And I'd be going, wow, Dad, how'd you know? You know, but that's the kind of man he was. And just a wonderful, wonderful man. And then my mom, who passed away a few years ago, 89 years old, lived by herself, did not want any help, was totally independent. And only when I started going through all my parents' stuff did I realize how unbelievable she was. She was one of the admitting personnel at Tripler Army Hospital on December 7th. Can you imagine what that was like? And she never really talked about, she just talked about how, what it took to be a good manager or a wife, or she was always telling us how to raise our kids, but it was never in a bad way. It was just, she was a Depression lady. She was born in the Depression, and everything was you got to give your kids an opportunity. We went through her freezer after she died. We did not find a piece of meat over $2.99 in the whole freezer. Okay, everything had been marked down. All right, and then you look at the date, right? She died a few years ago in 1969. Mom, this is kind of old, but she never gave anything away. Everything was was kept, and it was near and dear to her. What an unbelievable lady. So, and of course, Grandma Annette keeps us on our toes. I just wanted to. My thought was, where do we come from? What has influenced us in our lives? What kind of people have been special? And if I started naming all the special people in a crowd, I'd never stop, because every single one of you is special. Every single one of you has impacted our lives. All right, so I just wanted to talk about the people who weren't with us tonight, who we would really like to be here.